Hi everyone, today we are going to see how to display a pop-up message when I click on the finish button. Here I have a flow, a screen for flow. If I click on finish, I should be able to see a pop-up because I did not check this agreement here. If I close that and click on this checkbox and click finish, I would not see the pop-up. I would see another page saying thank you. Because I agreed on the field. If I go back, and again, if I do not agree and click on finish, I would see the pop-up. And if I still not agreed and click on next, I would see the sorry page. But if I don't agree and I agree now, I would see a thank you page because I basically send the information from the pop-up to the screen flow where I can go to the thank you page. So basically the flow, I'm gonna show a little bit the flow. The flow is I have a screen flow. If I click on finish button, if the user has agreed on the page there, if they have met the criteria, I would just execute the flow. If the user did not met the criteria, I would open pop-up, and the pop-up I would, after the user close the pop-up, I would send the information to the flow, and then the flow would decide what to do with that information. So basically that's what we're going to see today on this video. So let me start again. So I create this agreement v1 demo. So right now the flow for this one here is there's no pop-up. So I am on the screen flow. If I click on finish button, it would go straight to the flow decision where I would go to thank you page or sorry, and there's no pop-up. So I can show you here. So if I have the flow here. If I agreed, I would go to the thank you page. And then if I do not agree, I would go to the sorry page. So this is right now how it is. But so I want to change this to actually open pop-up based on the information that I checked here. So the way we are going to do this, so I create this flow. I'm gonna show the flow because I don't need to create the flow. I expect you know how to create the flow, but I'm gonna go over just to show how the page is. So here is the first name, last name, and the agreement. I would say keep in mind that this is check agreement, the API name. So we are going to use that soon. And also this screen flow, there's no components so far, just these three. And then here I have a decision, and then the decision is if the checkbox on that agreement page is checked, I would go to the thank you page, otherwise I would go to the sorry page, and those pages are very simple. Just a message here. And I'm not doing anything with the records. I'm not creating or doing anything. You can do that as well. That will not change if you do. Okay, so now let's change this. The first thing we have to do to call a pop-up is to create a button, EvoluteMessage button. So you do need to use the advanced message. You do need to install the EvoluteMessage from the AppExchange. Once you have done that, go to the dashboard and click on add, and then here we are going to choose a button. And that button is going to be the button that's going to show on the screen flow. So I will say agreement pop-up button demo. So, and I would change the target here to screen flow. So now I have a finish button here. Right now I don't have a message, so I'm gonna leave that and I'm gonna save. Okay, so I will grab this code here and I'm going back to my flow. And I'm going to go to the first page. So I will basically remove the Salesforce button and I will add my new button. So I will add the Evm Advanced Message and I will paste the code here that I just copied here on the message, which is going to be my button. And I will name this as Evm finish button. Okay, so now I will have a button here. So because I'm gonna have a finish button here, I don't need this button here. So I click on here and hide the footer. Okay, so now we can just check how that looks like. So if I save, and I believe I have to activate, and then if I reload my page, so that's the demo one. So if I click now on finish, nothing's gonna happen because now we are using the EvoluteMessage button. Okay, so now I need to do the logic to call the pop-up, but also I need to create the agreement pop-up. So what I'm gonna do here, first I need to create the agreement flow. That's gonna show the next checkbox. So I will put just a agreement demo and display text. Text. You need to agree. Just here is just a simple text just for us to. And this is the checkbox that's gonna be in the pop-up. Okay. This is just gonna be a normal flow, so I will use the buttons there. So except I don't need these buttons. So now finish, and that's it. So I have my pop-up here, and click on done. I do need to output the information of the screen flow, because remember, so this screen flow that we're creating is gonna be inside of a pop-up. So we need to output the information, so then the main flow would get the information of this pop-up. So how do we do that? So we go and click here and new resource, and we are going to create a variable called Evm. I will use the same name as I have in the documentation. So if you go to EvoluteMessage documentation, it says Salesforce Flow. I'm basically doing the second flow here. So I will give the same name, which is gonna be the EvoluteMessage pop-up agreement. Where's my, here it is. And then that information is gonna be a boolean. Oops. And it's gonna be, is that the variable that I need to create? Yeah. And the default value is gonna be the checkbox. It's gonna be output. Yeah. Okay. So that is done. So now I'm gonna save that. And I'm gonna say agreement pop-up demo v1. Okay. So our pop-up is ready. Our screen flow is ready now. Now what we need to do, we need to add this screen flow inside of a pop-up. So go to EvoluteMessage, add message, Salesforce Screen Flow, and here we can add this pop-up. So the first thing we're going to do, we don't need the header, neither the bottom, because the screen flow has that information. And then double click on the screen flow field. And then here we're going to choose the screen flow, which is agreement pop-up demo view 1, which we just created. We are not sending any information to that flow, which is the current page ID. And when the flow finish, we stay in the same page and we close the page. So let me give this name as demo pop-up agreement v1. So and publish. Yeah, that's gonna be on the Lightning page. Also, I don't need to load that when we load the page. So I basically build the pop-up now, and I add a screen flow. So now I need to add that into the Salesforce page. So if I go over to the Salesforce page, where is it? Here it is. I will add the Evm Advanced Message. So that, and I will choose the demo pop-up agreement v1. And I'm gonna save. And right now I have my pop-up, but I did not set up the button to open the pop-up that's right here. So I will do that now. I have to go to EvoluteMessage, and the button is right here. So now I have to choose which pop-up to open, and I think I put that as demo agreement v1. And after I open the pop-up, when the pop-up finish, I want that to call the finish event of my screen flow that this button is. So I will click done and publish. So now if I go to my account page and reload, I should see now the pop-up showing up. And here I have, that's the demo 1, v1. And then if I click agreement, still saying sorry because I did not set up this flow here to look to the output that I did, right? So this flow here is still looking at this field here on the agreement. And also I did not put a logic to, if I have a grid here, to not open the pop-up, because if I have a grid here, if I have checked the field, I don't need to open the pop-up. I just need to proceed with my flow. So let me first put the logic to not open the pop-up. So which we have here in our documentation, which is gonna be, so we have here create the flow, create the pop-up. So now I'm gonna do the logic here to not show the pop-up if the agreement is checked. So basically I will copy this formula. Where is my agreement button? So that this is the movie. Okay, well, I think it's this one here. Yeah, agreement v1 demo. So this is my button, and right now the button is calling the pop-up. The button is gonna call the pop-up all the time. So I need to set on the dynamic settings that a formula field call Evm dynamic settings, and the information that I'm going to send to the pop-up when the button is clicked is if I should open that message or not. If I would open the message, is when the agreement is it's not checked. When this field here is not checked, I will send I will send true, which means that the pop-up should open. When this field here is not checked, which is false, so then this guy here would be true. If it's checked, then I would send false. Then I don't need to open the message, and the message just needs to be processed. So let me check the syntax. This API field here is the same as this one here. Just keep in mind that. Once that is done, okay. So now we can test. Don't forget to activate. And then if you go back here now we should have the logic of open the pop-up or call the finish event. So I did not agree, should open the pop-up. It did. If I agreed, should now open the pop-up and should go straight. Okay, so that logic is working. So basically that's how the dynamic field there works. It's true or false in there. So the next step now is I need to get the information from the pop-up. So I did not agree here. So let me go back. I did not agree. And then I should, if I have agreed, I should see, I should get the information here and send to this flow. I should get information from this flow and send to this flow. And we output a variable, so now we need to use that variable. And the way we do that is we go to our agreement v1 demo, which is our main pop-up. And then here we are going to create a variable. Let me make sure if it's a variable or if it is a formula. It is a formula. Okay, so excuse me. So it's a formula, and I'm gonna call that Evm. I'm gonna use the same name that I put here. Okay, so what? And that should be, so that's contained, so that should be a boolean. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I am just giving a name for this new field. And this field is going to be the output that we have. So let me start this from 0. So the field here is coming from the button. Where's the button? Evm finish button. And the Evm finish button has a response field. So that response field has the output of my pop-up. So let me go back here on the demo. So I have here my button and I have here the pop-up. So basically when I finish the pop-up, which has a flow, the output of that flow send the information to this flow here, which basically is this button here. Okay. So send the information to this button, and this button here got that information. So now we can use that information inside of the screen flow. Because remember that this button here is inside of the screen flow. Okay, so that's what we are doing. So we are getting the information from the pop-up screen flow and using that inside of the screen flow. So the information there is the response field, and basically the information that's come from the screen flow, it's like that. It's the output variable and then the information, the value that you're sending over. Right now it's just a true or false, but you can send any other value there. And you can have other output fields in there as well. So yeah, so checked. That's done. So now I have the information pop-up agreement checked. And now I can put on my decision make and say, okay, so there's another condition that we have, or it is the agreement from the page, or it is the agreement of that variable. If that is equal to true, so that also would go to the thank you page. So let me save that. Don't forget to activate that and reload the page. So now, if I don't check, should open the pop-up. It did. If I check and click finish, there you go. I have my thank you page. If I go back and do not check, and I do not check, I see the sorry page. If I go back and check, I see the thank you page. It doesn't even open the pop-up, which is what we want. So that's basically what this video is for today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to go through this documentation. The same steps I did here, we have an article saying step by step how to configure. We also have other flow here, another scenario, and we have some explanation about the component itself and some limitations that we have. And then if you have any scenario that you'd like to discuss, that you'd like me to take a look and see if we can support, or if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact us through contact us, or just send a message, and don't forget to put your email so I can get back to you. And that's it. Thank you very much, and